Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hello everybody, how we doing? Thank you for the early contributions. Thank you, Malika. And thank you, John Teal, for becoming a new member. Appreciate it.
Now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
Okay, so I just really want to continue the conversation from this morning. My husband sent me the longer clip, about 30 minutes. We're going to go through a lot of this. Cause I'm gonna need the ladies to chill. Listen. And I've suffered from this myself. Whenever you hear some criticism, you automatically think that somebody is dismissing your entire being, your entire humanity. And we're going to dig into why women don't like to be told about improvement. Don't like to be told about improvement. It takes maturity that a lot of women don't want to have to accept constructive criticism. To accept that there are things about you that need to be changed, especially as it concerns beauty. And I'm going to tell you why women really do this. You know what? I'm going to allow the clip to play some. And then I'm going to go into what it is that makes women so averse to criticisms, especially as it pertains to just what makes us valuable as women. You got to get through the dang.
The major point that you think I'm a prude, but you know, a lot of people do think it's very respectable to have saved yourself for this long. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I think, you know, I would say, it's not like it's not like, you know, I'm disgusting.
Okay. Is it me? Or do she kind of look like the black, if Pearly Things was black? Is that just, am I tripping? Or do this lady literally look like what Pearly Things would look like if she were black? I'm not trying to be funny. She literally looked like a black version of Pearly Things, even the way she talking. Maybe it's just me. And like I'm saying, that's not a roast. I'm just saying anyway.
I don't think I'm disgusting looking. So
I would say this about, let's just grant it to you. Let's say that it's real, that you truly are a virgin, right? I would say that for you being a virgin,
I could prove it to you.
I got you. Look, I'll say this because you said that it's respectable. I would say this. For you being a virgin and having sexual temperance, that is very respectable.
It is. I agree.
But the fact that you're 34 years old and you're still a virgin and you're unmarried, and you haven't found anyone to commit to you and someone that you want the committance from that isn't respectable. Because the reason why it's not respectable is because you only got what 80% of your eggs are already gone. So you say that you holding on to your value, but your value, and you are holding on it from a sexual standpoint. Yes, you're a virgin. No one clap cheeks. That's good, right? I'm not trying to promote for you to be having your cheeks clapped. No, keep it unclapped. No applause, right? Keep it unclapped. But the not respectable part is that you should have found the man, and you should be, you believe in, you're Catholic, as you said, you know that you're put on this planet to procreate and to be by a man's side. And you know that a woman's place is by a man's side. You know these things.
Why are you pretending like I'm unmarried by choice?
So you're saying that you're unmarried, not by choice?
Yeah, I would love more than anything to have already been.
Nah. Lil Big says shout out to Danica. She do look better than her, but it was the mannerisms for me. I was like, wait a minute. This is familiar. This is familiar, but shout out to the sis, Danica, my girl coming through, chilling with us for a little bit. Let me get to these super chats. Thank you, Miss Lou Caseley. Thank you, Welt B. Said, sis, you almost killed me while I was lifting weights this morning. You said, don't nobody want to undress Oswald Cobblepot. I almost dropped the weights. Cause I mean, he was funny looking. Thank you, Theo, for your contributions. Appreciate you. Thank you, Your Excellence, for your super stick as well. I appreciate you. All right. So let's just take this. She actually, at first, she appeared to be genuinely interested in some feedback, which I thought was interesting because she was like, well, I don't think I'm disgusting looking. Listen, she already know her back was big. She knew her back was big, and she knew, and that is a point of insecurity for her. Okay. Which is why I don't think I'm disgusting. See, it's a difference between being ugly and being big. All the big girls are not ugly girls. I've seen plenty of big women that were beautiful. Their faces were beautiful. And you could tell if they just lost some of that weight. Oh, baby, they be bad, baby. They be bad. Okay. And it's some chicks it's a word for them called butterface. Everything look good but her face. So from the neck down, she banging. And then when you get up to that face, it's kind of, it's a little rough. Okay. It used to be a crackhead around where we grew up. And from the neck down, from the neck down, oh, she was banging. And I'm talking about this was an older woman. This was like a woman in her 50s. Okay? From the neck down, you thought she was 20. I mean, on crack and everything, boom, pow. You would never have known that she was a crackhead until she turned around and you looked at her face. And then her face was 50 something. And her face was crackhead. Like I literally used to see men, it used to be funny watching her walk up the street and dudes that don't know about her be walking behind her like, oh my God. And then try to holler at her and she turn around and they be like, oh, it's like a shock. It was shocking. Right? So every chick who body nice does not automatically make her pretty. And just because you got a big back don't mean you ugly. Yeah, y'all wouldn't believe it. I almost wish I had a picture of her. Cause I'm telling you, man, from the neck down, man, it was no joke. No joke. She had dudes in a whole stranglehold until they looked at her face. It was the wildest thing to ever see. Why do she look like that? So it doesn't have anything to do with your beauty. What it does have to do with, she knew it was a point of insecurity. Because she's like, I'm not disgusting. No, ma'am, you're not ugly. And honestly speaking, not quite disgusted. I would not count this woman as a disgusting looking woman, even at her size. And I've seen much bigger and I've seen much uglier. Okay. I don't know. Listen, pro tip. If she real big, stop trying to do all that work. Let the bed do the work. What you trying to hold it for? You can't hold all that. If she ever past a certain size, let the bed do it. Put her in positions where the weight has bared upon the bed or whatever, or the floor or whatever. Don't hold it. She big. You better put her in a position where she can kind of rest a little bit and be big backed. And you ain't gotta wrestle with it the whole time. You understand? You don't wrestle with that whole time. You gotta leave that. You gotta have a thing where you can kind of rest. You understand? You don't want to be moving that around because it's too big to move around the whole time. You can't. Ain't no athletics with no big girl. You just got to let her lay. You'll put her on her side or something like that. You got to just. You can't. You can't wrestle. You can. But But she knew it was a point of contention. But we're gonna let her finish. We're gonna let her cook.
Married and have 5 kids.
Got you. Well, that's the thing. So something must be missing. So
let me rewind this.
I don't know. I don't think it's me.
And
I'm unmarried by choice.
Even you're Catholic, as you said. You know that you're put on this planet to procreate and to be by a man's side, and you know that a woman's place is by a man's side. You know these things.
Why are you pretending like I'm unmarried by choice?
So you're saying that you're unmarried not by choice?
Yeah, I would love more than anything to have already been married and have 5 kids.
Got you. Well, that's the thing. So something must be missing. So
I don't know. I don't think it's me.
And
it
we're
kind of
gonna
goes like
pause
this.
it
Here's
right
some.
there because we're gonna pause it right there. We're gonna pause it right there because he said, I need y'all to understand what's being said here. She's 36. She's a virgin. She's saying that she's a virgin, which I don't think she's lying. Everybody not lying. It's Catholic. So we're assuming that she's a virgin due to her religious beliefs. They, were a little bit skeptical about it, but I take that with a grain of salt because a lot of times these panels and podcasts and stuff like that assume that there is no such thing as a virtuous woman, not even in a small percentage. So we just gonna bypass that point. And so he's saying, okay, let's take it for what it is. Let's take it for what you said. You're a virgin, but you're 36, right? And so he says, and it was key. He says, you haven't found a man. And she said, what makes you think I am unmarried by choice? He said, so it's not by choice. He said, no, I would give anything to be married and already have 5 kids by now. So that prompts him to say, well, something's missing then. Something's wrong if you have preserved your sexual market value. And we're going to get into why virgin after a certain point is not the trump card that women think it is. So now, if you wanted to be married and you're 36 and you held on to your V card in an attempt to up your value as a woman, but yet no man has approached you in any serious way about commitment in marriage, then there's something going on. And you probably need to drill down on what's going on. She immediately denies any culpability or accountability or responsibility by saying, well, it's not me. Ma'am, yes, it is. Yes, it is you, ma'am. Ma'am, it's you. And listen, it's not just her size. It's not just her size. I would point out that it is not even primarily her size that's the problem. The only reason we're talking about her size is because he's going to bring it up as a point of improvement for her. Because it's a lot of big back married women. It's a lot of big back married women. Somebody is out here marrying these big backs. Now you can say what you want about their marriage and who she married and who wanted her and who didn't want her, but it is some married big backs. Okay? So we're not even gonna play that game like no man will ever marry a big backed woman. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Now, she may or may not have had as big of a back as she gained. You understand? But they ain't leaving her either. So we're not gonna, play that game like it's impossible. So I would wager that that's not even the number one thing wrong with her in the eyes of the men. There are 5 different components to that make the totality of the value of a marriageable woman. There or 4 or at least 4 that culminates into the 5th one. The first one is your personal market value. What is your personal market value? That is the value of who you are personally as a woman, your character, how you behave, how you think, how you move through the world in terms of whether or not you move like a snake, whether or not, you know what I'm saying, you trifling, whether or not you're a good person, whether or not you're a dubious person. Are you a person that, you know, doesn't have a lot of scruples? Are you of high moral character? Those things are within your personal market value. Okay. Your weight is also in your personal market value, because your personal market value would encompass the majority of your internal values, your spiritual, your health, your family, your appearance, and your dwelling. So the personal market value is a culmination of all 5 of the first internal values of the 10 life value system. Okay, we got that part. Now, once we understand what personal market value is, now we move to belonging market value. That is your reputation among people and places that you frequent and who are at least somewhat familiar to you or familiar with you. Okay, I'll give you an example. I visit the stores and the laundry regularly. Okay, it is a regular occurrence. On a regular basis, I am at the stores around here and I'm at the laundry around here. My belonging market value is, how do these people who I have incidental interactions with, how do those people perceive me? And what is my behavior? So a good belonging market value is that when I interact with the people at the store, the people at the laundry, the people around, you know, the people in my building and things of that nature, when I interact with people, these people who I may run into more than once during the course of, you know, being around here, how am I interacting with these people? Am I mean to them? Am I rude to them? Do I come off as unpleasant? Am I not speaking to them? You know, am I not being courteous to them? You know, you don't hold the door, or you don't, you know, say good morning and, you know, things of that nature. If my belonging value is good, then if someone came to sort of ask the people, and they may not know me personally, but you know that lady that live here, blah, 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 and you see her every once in a while. Oh, that lady with the hair wrap. Yeah, the lady with the hair wrap. You know, what is she? Oh, no, she cool. She, you know, she don't never cause no problems. You know, she come in and she speak, you know, and they may not know anything more than that. That may be the extent of what they know of me. But it will be a good report. Now, if my interaction with them is largely negative, I cause trouble when I go to the stores, I argue with them over prices, I am rude to the people who also live in the apartment building I'm in, I whatever it may be, and they ask, you know, what about this lady? The lady with the hair wrap? Yeah. Oh, no, I don't like her because, you know, last time I seen her, she came in here, she was arguing, you know, and she, you know, she made a big deal about blah, 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 and, you know, whatever. Okay. That would be a bad belonging market value. Are we understanding the meanings so far? Put a 1 in the chat if we understand the meaning so far. Friendship market value is exactly what it sounds like. Several layers to this. Who are your friends? People are represented by their friendships, associations, and acquaintances. Okay? If you have trifling hyena friends, then you probably a trifling hyena. If you have good lioness friends, you're probably a good lioness. Are you good in your friendships? Are you the type of person that your friends can depend upon? Or are you just within the so-called friendship to make use of these people? You're not really there for them, but you expect them to be there for you. It's pretty much one-sided. You use people, things of that nature. You don't really bring a lot of value to these relationships that you build with people. Other people try to build relationships with you. Doesn't really work because you're not invested, or you are phony, or whatever the case may be. Okay, that's your friendship market value. It can be either good or bad. And then finally, for the fourth thing that makes your marriage market value is your sexual market value. That is literally what it sounds like. What is your sexual value as a woman? Are you at the most desirable part of your life, or are you at the least desirable part of your life sexually? And do men view you as a whore that they are not going to respect and not going to commit to and things of that nature? Or do the men see you as a respectable woman, a woman, that they don't see as a whore, they see as a good woman, and they also find her physically and sexually attractive, and things of that nature? She's not, running around with a bunch of kids and baby daddies and, and all of these other things. Okay. All of those things that I just explained goes into your marriage market value. Chat. Which one did she preserve? Which one did she preserve? Out of the four things, which one did she preserve? She only preserved one. She only preserved one. That doesn't have anything to do with the other three. See, she thinks that because she preserved the one, that's supposed to make her marriageable. But have we looked at the personal market value? Have we looked at the belonging market value? Have we looked at the friendship market value? Have we even looked at those things? So, baby, holding that little kitty cat has not helped you. We're gonna get into why your V card has an expiration date. But after these messages, we'll be right back, because I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com so that, listen, the summer is in full swing. Okay, the summer is in full swing. We are in full swing with sundress season, tank top season, short season, skirt season, sandal season. It's a lot of seasons out here that are really there to show off all of that beautiful soft skin. And in order to make sure that your skin is beautiful and soft, what you want to do is go to ashkicking.com. And finally, it is pinned to the top of the chat. So you want to hit the link, ashkicking.com, to make sure that you are getting the best body care and personal care products on the market. If this is going to be your first order, first of all, I don't know where you've been. Second of all, take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, that is ashkicking.com. Okay? Don't know how many likes we need, but I owe y'all a bam, 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 bam. We got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. We got to go ahead, hit the like button for me. Thank you, Antonio. And Kendra, my fellow Illinoisan. I'm big, you're back. I'm weak and shamelessly stealing. Okay, that shall be a t-shirt. Thank you, Malika. Said, why sis wearing her Harry Potter cosplay outfit, trying to get some sympathy validation. She needs a makeover, gym membership, some therapy. Thank you, Ruminants. And my girl got Lolo Jones syndrome. Problem is that V card is not the big joker. She thought that was going to get her an invite to the ball all by itself. We're definitely going to talk about it. Thank you, Damien. So I was watching this morning. You had me dying laughing, especially with Oswald and nothing but a chicken wing. Thank you, Antonio. A big girl like her need to pick a struggle. Can't be both big and delusional. Just saying. Thank you, John Teals. If she give anything to be married, then how about giving up some of them daily calories and we can get big backs on a T with the definition. We definitely can do that. Thank you, Mogul, for your contribution. I appreciate you. Okay. So when we talking about this lady, we're actually going to see that her weight is actually the least of her issues. Her weight is not the biggest obstacle to a commitment and a husband. Okay? That's not her biggest obstacle. It may be somewhat of an obstacle, but it is not the biggest problem she's got. Not the biggest problem she's got. Let me tell y'all something about that V card. Let me tell y'all something about that virgin stuff. When women are young, they used to be referred to as virgins and maidens. A maiden is a young virginal woman, ready to be married, okay, of desirable and marriageable age, okay? Her virginity combined with her youth, and if she's got any beauty, that is a major plus for her. Okay? Because men are looking at her youth. She's possibly fertile. She hasn't had any men. And her youth also allows her to, I can lead her, things of that nature. Okay? I can build up with her. That is a plus for women. Once you pass a certain age, and I don't care why you have the V card. This is to my religious ladies, Muslim and non-Muslim alike. Get married. Get married. Because after a certain point, that V card go from a green flag to a red one. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you managed to preserve your sexual self But what about the other three things about your womanhood? What about your personal market value? Like, who are you? And what about your belonging market value? What about your friendship market value? See, your sexual market value is not the only thing that men are looking at when we are talking about marriage and commitment. It's nice that you have not had a man to be with you, but as you get older, it becomes not desirable. So even the word changes from maiden, virgin maiden, to spinster, an old virgin. The word itself, the connotation of the word, not the definition, but the connotation of the word is that you are now entering into an undesirable space. Your age has now counteracted your virginity. You are not as desirable because you do not have your youth to pair with your virginity. And now there now comes a question as to, we know that some man somewhere has approached you. So why is it that you have not managed to actually secure a husband all this time? So now we have to inspect what else is going on with you. Just like the guy just said, something's missing, because what's happening? What is it that is turning these men away from you? What's because they're getting next to you, they're talking to you, they are interacting with you, and then at some point in time, this isn't gonna work. So what is it? It's all of them or you, because you're the common denominator in all of these interactions. So now we gotta look at that, because like I said, even the wording starts to change as you get older. A spinster is not a woman that you necessarily want. And even in popular fiction, in fictional stories, whenever there's a spinster, she's often very mean. She's often a very unpleasant kind of woman, not a very nice woman. That's because you ain't never got your cheeks clapped, beloved. You were supposed to let somebody do that to you, to even out your hormones and even out your crazy, because women is crazy. Okay? We kind of crazy. We chaotic and everything, and a good nice D session, a good nice cheek clapping session often is the answer to straightening it out. Regulate your hormones and get you right. All right. So holding on to a kitty that slowly the men do not want, that's not helping you. That don't help you. It don't help you. Now, if you are holding on to the kitty for religious reasons, I'm with you on that. If you are a young Muslima, hurry up and go ahead, find your husband. Tell your daddy or something to find your husband, because you're not going to be able to sit on it. You're not even meant to sit on it. You meant to give it up. You just meant to give it to your husband. That's all. There's no need to wait till you 99,000 years old to try to be giving up them cobwebs to nobody. Don't nobody want to explore that cave, unexplored cave. We not doing that anymore. Don't nobody want that old kid. It's old now. It's a cat. It ain't even no kitty no more. This a cat. One of them old grumpy cats too. Don't nobody want to wait until your idea of romance is to put them little strawberry candies in his mouth. You know how every old woman got that little strawberry candy? And it's the little candy with the little stuff in the middle of it is a little strawberry. Every old woman got it in the house. Don't nobody, that's your idea of romance, putting one of them in his mouth. Don't nobody want that. That's a cat. Nobody want that. You supposed to be giving him that when it's a kitty. You know, when it's a Miss Kitty. That's a cat. It's mad. You mad. Don't nobody want that lynx. He big, he mean and stuff like that. No, nobody want it now. You know, try to get somebody that little lonely Siberian tiger. He done spent his life in solitude. He mad at everybody. Give that cat to somebody before it become a cat. You got to give everybody as a kitty. Go ahead. Tell your daddy or somebody and say, you know, hey, you know, got to crank up. Now, you're not working on the rest of you. That virgin card turned into a red flag. Because why don't nobody want you? Why don't nobody want you now? Huh? You got to start asking yourself some questions because it don't have nothing to do with your body count because you ain't got nail one of them, but that's half part of the problem. Nobody wanted to clap the cheeks. And if they did, we gonna let her talk too. You see how ridiculous it is.
Game, right? Because I like to give ladies game when these conversations get a little bit touchy-feely, right? So you're picky. Granted, I know you're picky. Obviously, you don't want guys that's 5'8". You're talking about his height. So therefore,
picky, a little bit, not that picky because if you
that
say
is
my ex
a little bit
like, I don't
is an
get
understatement.
No,
but
all right.
I know that you're picky because you haven't had sex yet, which is good. That means that your morals is high. You have great qualities about your character. You got kudos to you, right? And I have an aunt. She's gonna die a virgin. She's like 68 or something like that.
That's gonna be you.
Yeah, probably will, but hopefully not. Right? Hopefully you can find a man. So here's some games for you, right? So women, what they do is they advertise themselves to attract qualified mates to them, right? So the fact that you want a relationship and you want marriage with a man, but you haven't found a man that you would want a relationship from means that you're not attracting the men that you truly want and desire. Make sense?
You should say that, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying that you want to look at it from that standpoint because men pitch themselves. For example, let's say hypothetical. Let's say if he's having a problem getting girls, well, I'm saying like, okay, you need to work on your approach since men are the ones that slide in DMs. Men are the ones that normally approach women and walk up to them. Well, maybe you need to work on your confidence, get in the gym and accomplish some goals so you can become more confident and more competent and everything can just work better for you. Because since you have to approach girls, he needs to work on himself. We would all say that, right? If he couldn't attract girls.
Yeah, sure.
We got to say the same thing if the woman can't advertise herself in a way to attract the men that she wants. So that means that you got to work on self, right?
So what would you suggest?
First suggestion, like what she does,
Her question, what would you suggest? That was disingenuous. And her reaction to his answer proves how disingenuous this question was. She was not prepared to hear the truth come out of somebody else's mouth. This is a conversation that she has had to herself. Because when you are a woman, your sense of value and your identity is intrinsically tied to your beauty and how men perceive you on the courting, marriage, dating market. You know how they say women is born with their value and then it decreases over time. We know that as soon as we become aware of that, we understand it. So when men say that value that you're born with isn't hitting all the marks, that hit right to a woman's my personal value as a human is being critiqued. Because this is a value I'm born with. So how do you improve on a value set that you are born with that needs to be preserved? Femininity is preserved. Woman's value is something to be preserved. Men's value is something to gain. Okay? So when you tell us that something about our womanhood, our femininity, our beauty, our value to men is not up to par, women in general across the board take that as a personal attack. That is a personal attack. I had to get over that. It took me a long time to stop whining about that. Okay? Took me a long time to stop whining about that. And I'm giving the personal experience so that women can understand I'm not speaking from some, abstract place. I'm a woman too. Okay? And the market told me a long time ago, when I was got of a dating age and things of that nature, told me a long time ago that I was not select. So I had to work in ways that a prettier girl did not have to. So the way in which men responded to me was not with outward sexual desire. Now, I wasn't no big back or nothing like that. So that wasn't my problem. It was just like, you just not very pretty. You all right. You all right. Now, some boys did just outright call me ugly. But then you just all right. Right? So men's general response to me was not, oh my God, I got to have her because she's so hot and sexy. That was never my general response. However, what they would do was give me a lot of respect. I always had a lot of esteem with men and boys. Always when I came around, there was this instant, like, let me straighten my back. Let me talk right around her. I'm not going to curse around her. I'm not going to. And I never knew where that was coming from. I didn't understand that. At that time, I didn't know I was a lioness. Okay? And that was what they were feeling. It was that aura that they were feeling. So when I would come around, they would be like, no, don't say that around her. Don't. It was always a lot of respect. So from that, I concluded that while I am not this, oh my gosh, she's so fine. I'll probably never be that. They do give me a lot of respect. So there's something about my internal self that they like a lot. Men always held me in a high, very high esteem. So there was something about my internal that resonated with them in a way that sexuality did not. So eventually what I learned from that was that I'm actually probably a very high level woman for them. But the outward appearance was something that I needed to do some work on. Can't do nothing about this. Body was already intact. Okay. So I developed in other ways. I started working on my internal self. And then I did a little bit of work on the outside. You know, wear some better clothes. You know, get your hair better. You know, style yourself a little more, a little better, a little bit more feminine, because I told you I was a tomboy. So style yourself a little bit more in feminine, things of that nature. Go lean more into your femininity. Funny thing happened. While there still was not this big jump, oh my gosh, she's so fine. There were more men that was like, maybe I'll give her the time of day. Okay. What I also learned was my mouthpiece is deadly. So I could almost pull any man. All you got to do is let me talk to him. All that I have to do is go around him. I started to recognize that back straightening that men would do, that was a response to femininity that I didn't know I had. And once I started kind of recognizing it, I'm like, oh. They're responding to something that even the pretty girls don't have. I have something the pretty girls don't have. And they're responding. And they don't even realize that they're responding this way to me. Oh. Then I started realizing this was deadly. I used to call myself a siren because one of the ways that I would attract male attention is I would sing. I would start singing. And then, oh, you got a pretty voice. That was the lure to get them to say something to me. And then once I do that and get them to say something to me, now all I got to do is talk. Now, you know, that was hit or miss. But I realized there is a workaround, is what I'm trying to tell the ladies. There's a workaround around not being a 8, 9, and 10. Because most women are not 8, 9s, and 10s. That's a smaller percentage of women that are like objectively beautiful. All the rest of us are beautiful to someone. Okay? Now, I'm not saying we're ugly. I'm just saying that we're subjectively pretty rather than objectively pretty, if that makes sense. Do that make sense to everybody? I used to cry and whine about it. Talking to the ladies. I used to cry and whine. Why come I can't be pretty? Why come the guys can't just come over to me? Why come I'm a cool person? I'm a good person. I'm a good woman. I think I'm a pretty decent woman. Why come the guys overlook me and they go to the other women that stop whining? Stop it. Stop whining about that. There is self-improvement that needs to be done and that can be done to make yourself more attractive to a wider group of men. It's called casting your net, a bigger net. Same thing for guys. Same thing for guys. I'm not going to stay on the guys because we're talking about the ladies. But dudes, if you're having trouble getting women and you know you're a good dude over there, they're passing up all of the dudes are the good dudes. They're going to pass you up just like a lioness going to get passed up if she not cute enough. You got to pass the eye test first. Everybody got to pass somebody's eye test. So if you are a man and you are a good dude, but you 5'7", 300 pounds, that's part of your problem. If you don't never go get a cut and your head look like who done it and what for, that's part of your problem. If everywhere you go, your breath stink all day, that's part of your problem. Don't know how to dress? You ain't got to be the flyest dude in the room, but you got to be well groomed and your hygiene got to be up. Get your hygiene together, groom yourself, iron your shirt. Iron your shirt. If it's wrinkly, iron it. Don't come around here sweating and funky and sweaty and, you ain't fixed your teeth. You ain't brushed them. You won't even brush your hair. That's wild. And then you think a female is supposed to let you talk to her and get to know you and how funny you are and how witty you are and how intelligent you are. No, you got to pass somebody's eye test. That go for the men and the women. Because I just shakes my head at both. When you a woman and you sloppy and you this and you that trying to figure out why men don't want you. Baby, have you looked in the mirror? Have you taken a look? Have you taken a gander in the mirror at yourself? What you see, they see. And they don't like it. Same with the guys. You're running around here, your belly big and your feet swole. And you're halfway to diabetes. You can be making a wonderful paycheck. But baby, ain't nobody trying to ride that over your gut. You understand? I'm talking to the men. Ain't nobody, can't nobody bounce on that. Your gut is in the way. Your gut is in the way. You could get you a good 4 more inches to that thing if you get your gut down. Because you sits in the car and eat all day. What you thought that's finna do? Huh? Are we talking today? We talking today? It is what it is. Short men is the same as an average looking woman. You understand that? Short men is the same thing as an average looking woman. And I don't mean a man that's 5'9", 5'10". I mean a short one. 5'5" under. Short. Y'all got it about the same as an average looking woman. She got to work on other stuff. She cannot change her face. But I don't want to hear her whine about it. Because I done seen plenty of short men that get plenty women. Okay? I have seen short men get plenty of women. That's the least of your issues. Short. That's social media talk. Oh, he gotta be tall. That's social media talk. I done seen plenty of short men can't stop the women from coming to him. Can't stop the women. Everywhere they go. No, I'm good. Because the women be eyeing. Care nothing about that short. That's social media talking points. These chicks don't care nothing about them. Short men is not virgins. You understand? Told you I'm taller than my husband. And that ain't stopped nothing. Y'all see how Unc look? Unc ain't got no problems getting no woman. None. When we be out, I be watching the women eye him. They be looking at them men. Looking at mine. We be walking down the street. They care nothing about all that. That height. They don't care nothing about that. That's actually my type. Darker. And kind of short. Okay. So you gotta level up where you can. The stuff you can't change, you can't change. But the stuff that you can control and make sure, go ahead and do that. Because I'm going to tell you, short ain't, listen, all you got to have is your masculinity. If you're a short dude, just have your masculinity in check. That's all. It'll weed out the ones that's too superficial. That's all of that do. All that do is weed out the ones that's so superficial that your level of masculinity, leadership, and manhood is not good enough for her because you a certain height. You don't want to deal with her no way. You don't want her no way. You don't want her no way. All you got to do is be the man. Your height ain't got nothing to do with it. Unc is the man. He him. And that come from inside of him. That ain't got nothing to do with his height. Same with an average looking woman. You are not going to be looking like these so-called fine celebrity women and this woman and that woman. You do not look like them women. You don't. I don't care how many lace fronts you put on, and don't care how you do your face. You don't look like them women. And we can tell, baby girl, we know you not don't look like them women. And you may not be ugly, but you don't look like them women. Okay? And that's okay. You got to live with that. You got to be all right with that. You got to make peace with that. And just control what you control. Present yourself the best way that you possibly can. And I guarantee you there's a man somewhere that want all of it. You understand me? All you need is one. There's a man somewhere that want all of it. All you got to do is present. And that's what he's telling her. You're presenting not well enough. It's not good enough. The presentation. How you're advertising, not good enough. I know we're going into overtime. Let me get to these super chats before I do this. Thank you, Steve. Says she do look like steely things. Thank you, internationals. And men respect women who have respect for themselves. That's including a woman's appearance, decorum, and disposition. Thank you, Bernard. Said talk your ish. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Thank you, Willie. Thank you for your contribution. I appreciate you. Thank you, Jonathan. I'm glad this show is still on.
She said that she's a bodybuilder. She's always in the gym. First thing, you got to get in the gym, because from a man's point of view, beauty is your most valuable agency.
I will say attractiveness
when it comes
is not my problem.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll truthfully tell you.
Attractiveness not her problem. You know what that just tell me? Too many men have wanted her. Too many men have wanted her. And she has overvalued that virginity to the point of being insufferable when they talk to her. When they are around her, when they're trying to date her, when they are trying to interact with her, get to know her, she probably got that as her identity. I haven't had sex yet. Girl, that can't be your personality. What you gonna do when somebody clap your cheeks? Then what's your identity? Attractiveness is not my problem. So men be coming up to you. Then I told you her size was not her biggest problem. Cause some man, even with her size, and she is not the biggest chick. Let's be real. She ain't the biggest chick we done seen. Okay? She still got shoulders. She ain't the biggest chick we done seen. She ain't the biggest of the big backs. A man to be happy to bend her over. He gonna watch the waves and all that kind of stuff. That's what he gonna do. So too many men have stepped to her. And ain't nobody good enough because she a virgin. Girl, that was cool when you was 22. Now you looking about crazy as a box of crayons. Okay? Now you looking about dumb as a box of bottle caps. Because ain't nobody clapped your cheeks, girl.
Sure, go ahead.
I know what you're saying about the gym because, like, you know, men want a woman that will want to keep themselves clean, keep themselves healthy, you know, want to work on themselves. Yeah. I just want to say that.
Wait, that's all you had?
Yeah, I just wanted to say.
So, and this is what I'm saying.
The part about being attractive is just that's not my issue.
I'm not saying that.
Well, I'm just saying that I, you know, I've never had a problem with, you know, someone telling me, well, if you looked this way, then I would be more attracted to you.
I'm not saying that. I'll break it down in a way where you could truly understand. Let's just speak about men first, right? So men, we are born without any we're not born with any sexual value. We have zero sexual value when we're born. Just like she said, she broke up with her guy because, yeah, he was maybe cute, but he was inadequate. He didn't have any motivation or ambition, so he wasn't really making money. He had none of that manly, you know, oomph in him. So she was like, yeah, I got rid of him.
He was 15.
But they started when they were young, but it ended when I was 18 or 17.
I was 18. He was 17. 16, turning 17.
Super young. So even at that super young age, women still look for certain things. They know it's embedded in you. It's in your nature. You want a man that's doing better than you, like the 4 things we said. So since a man is born without any sexual value, he has to go out there and create his sexual value. It's up to a woman. She's born with her sexual value. It's up to her to preserve her sexual value. Now, you preserve your sexual value as far as not having sex. But as far as preserving your sexual value, as far as what are men attracted to sexually, well, we're attracted to women that are fully in shape. We like the Coke figure, small waist, wide hips, or if it ain't small waist, if it ain't wide hips, it's just like some type of curvature there, but it needs to be thin and healthy. That's what men are generally attracted to. Supermodels, thinner women, they get more options. More thicker women, they get less options. And you got to think about it. The thicker the woman is, she's getting less options. Well, why is she getting less options though, too?
I think this is, you're trying to say that a person, it's not completely just based on an initial attraction. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that, because a lot of it is based on initial attraction, because I can walk into a room and I can be on a date with somebody, and if I'm not attracted to them when I first look at the way they walk or their hands or the way that they walk into a room, my opinion's probably not going to change.
I got you. And I'm also saying this though.
But
go ahead,
I just want to finish my point. Sure. But it's like, I get what you're saying to a certain degree, but also you can't put all your eggs in that basket, because that's not really, that's
the only basket you have.
Yes, but I've done a lot.
Let me repeat that again. Look, right? So look,
it's not the only basket I have.
I'll repeat it again.
I'm gonna tell you, that's where he had her messed up. He had her messed up with, that's the only basket you have. I'm gonna tell you what she heard. She heard that her beauty or lack thereof was the only thing that mattered to men, and who she was on the inside had no bearing on whether or not a man would like her or want to be with her. That's what she heard. Can we agree that that's what she heard? She heard when he said, that's the only basket you have. She heard that my internal value, that I'm probably not working on very well, has zero bearing on whether a man likes me or wants me. So if I'm not fine then I have no value as a human being. That's when he said that, that's when she heard that. Not the weight thing. The weight thing didn't make her hear that. That statement right there made her hear that. It made her hear that if she's not the most beautiful woman walking around, that she has no value as a woman at all. Now, that was the thought that I had when I was about 19 or 20. I probably own up to probably about 23 or 4. Okay. I was under the impression that because I was not this super beautiful girl or woman, that I did not have value in the eyes of men. And worse yet, I thought as well that my value to men was in spite of them not finding me attractive. That they could see the internal value, but couldn't see the external value. And if they dealt with me, they would be tolerating me. They will have settled for a woman that they do not want sexually, but they want internally. So in other words, I have the mind and the heart of the woman they want, not the exterior of the woman that they want. That's what I thought. When I was young, that was what I thought. I thought that. I'm like, okay. And so I know what she heard, because I used to tie those things together in such a way that it was damaging. I didn't tie them together in a positive way. I tied them together in a negative way. That yes, I was this wonderful, dynamic woman, but that no man wanted to have sex with. He wanted me because of me, right? Because I would be beneficial, because I had all these other qualities that he couldn't surpass. But it would come at the cost that he would not like me physically. And I thought that I had to swallow that pill. I literally did that. It took me a minute to come out of that. What made you come out of that, Crimson? What made you come out of that? You have to see beauty in yourself. That's the first thing. You have to see beauty within yourself. You have to first look into the mirror and be able to say that you see a beautiful woman. And she may not be at 8, 9, or 10. She might not be whoever the most beautiful woman is. You don't look like her. Accept that. But what you do look like, you have to accept that. And find the beauty. Find it. Because you only need one man to think that you're beautiful. You don't need all the men to think it. You just need one.
It
It's
truly
not.
is. Look,
It's the only basket that
No,
matters
it's
to
not,
men.
because I can confidently tell you,
like he just said, real
That-
quick, just listen real quick. I'll say it one more time concisely. It's the only box that matters. That's the only basket that matters to men. So men, we have a lot of boxes that we can elevate in, because women are attracted to a multitude of things. You like him tall, strong, masculine, dominant, assertive. You like him good looking, smelling good,
dress nice,
being able to convey himself and hold the conversation and make you feel the vibes. So a man can, if he's not doesn't meet the height requirement, well, he can elevate by going to the gym, getting a better physical structure. He can elevate by talking to more girls and building up that confidence and learning ways to convey himself to a woman to make her feel all bubbly and giggly. So he can elevate on different levels. But that's because women are complex creatures, because they're attracted to so many things, which means that we can upgrade on many different things. But what are men attracted to? Only your looks. Only your looks. So that means that that's your only basket. That's the only elevation. You probably never heard the truth, but this podcast no fugazi, so we got to keep it real. So I'm telling you, please just take it. I'm telling you this. If you work on that, you will attract more mates. Now, it may not, of course, there's going to be more mates, and it may be guys that you really don't want, but still it's going to be more, and you'll have different guys to then choose from. And it may be the guy of your dreams.
I can't get on that train, because you're trying.
Well, if you don't want to get on that train, I'm not telling you anything.
Yes,
you look fine. You're 34 years old. You're light skinned. You got long hair. I'm sure guys are attracted to you physically, but I'm telling you, but that's the only thing you can elevate. That's the only thing you can elevate.
Give me a second.
Oh,
That's okay.
do you want a hug?
Take your time. It's fine.
Free hugs.
No, he's basically just telling me that.
In a man's eyes, your value is tied to your beauty.
I have no value because I'm not her size.
No, he's not saying that.
No, that is exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying, because you're trying to say that I'm not. I can't attract the right man because I'm not small enough.
No, he's saying what he's saying.
That's exactly what he's saying.
He's saying.
I could tell her what I'm saying. Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you what I'm saying.
I would let her explain it from
my looks are everything, right? So they're the only thing that matters, right?
That isn't what I said.
They're the thing that matters first and foremost.
That isn't what I said.
For men.
But,
right.
But that isn't. I'm speaking specifically to a certain thing.
She's hearing that her looks are the only things that men see, and it is the only thing that they want, and it is the only way that they will love you. I'm telling you what she's hearing. She's hearing that she cannot get love, that she does not desire, that she is not worthy of any love, or a man to love or validate her if she's not beautiful. Now, a couple of things. She wouldn't be having this existential meltdown if she were beautiful. See, a man saying to a beautiful woman, men won't love you unless you're beautiful. If she's beautiful already, she's not bothered by that statement, because the statement validates her. Well, I am beautiful, so therefore I'm worthy of love and a man, and for men to come into my life. An average woman, when an average woman hears that statement, that only a beautiful woman can be loved, only a beautiful woman is worthy of male love, attention, validation, sex, relationship, then she's automatically hurt by it because she's not beautiful. So therefore, if she's not beautiful, she's not worthy of love. If she's not worthy of love, no matter how, and this is why I'll be saying the biology never changes. Because no matter what kind of feminism has ran roughshod through the female community, we still live and breathe for male validation on some level, in some kind of way. Now, this is a man saying this to her that she probably would never date, or there would never be in rubbing elbows or whatever. But that she's getting butthurt about it, just like women used to call Kevin Samuels and get butthurt about it. This is a man that is not they man. But because he's saying not only he would not give her validation, that the general body of men would not, based on external factors and things of that nature. Okay. All right. This is the immaturity. This is the immaturity that I'm talking about. Because you have to validate yourself too. It can't just all be male validation. It's very important to women, but you also, as a woman, have to validate yourself, meaning you should not be in a state of insecurity and low self-esteem. You have to fix that. Now she's crying. And again, she doesn't get any sympathy from me about that crying. I understand what she heard that made her cry, but she's not going to get any sympathy from me about it because you rejected that man because he was short. And listen, she can do that. Right? Because a man can be the best man in the world. And if he's a dwarf, I'm not going. You understand? Right? So he can come with all the 4 P's he wants. If he's a dwarf, I ain't going. Right? But then on the other hand, I've been rejected plenty of times. Plenty of times. I have shot my shot and got shot down. Sometimes kindly and sometimes not so kind. You just learn to live with it. He didn't want you. And sometimes the men would say why they didn't want me. Sometimes they were kind. They was as nice as they could be about it. And sometimes they were very blunt about it. You ugly. I'm sorry. It hurts the ego, but okay. I lived through it. Not the end of the world. You'll be all right. I promise you. Right? So she's having a whole other issue because the worst thing is not her weight. It's her inability to take constructive criticism and just listen to it. She's also crying because it's the truth. She's crying because what he said resonated with her because she knows it is true. We'll listen to a little bit more.
Thing, right? So I said that women advertise themselves. Women don't normally walk up to men, lots of men, and approach them. You don't walk up to every guy you see that's attractive and approach them. The man, and not only that, you would respect it more if a man would approach you. So men approach and women advertise themselves. So from that standpoint, since you're not meeting certain guys, right? So let me finish. Since you're not attracting certain guys that meets your qualifications, that you would want to even have them guys get down on one knee to marry you, if you're not meeting those guys, that means that you need to change something about yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So the one thing that I need to change, you're saying, is just to lose weight.
I'm saying the one thing you need to change is to lose weight and to get in the gym, and you will become more attractive to more men.
It's
based off of beauty.
But that's never been an issue.
Yeah, but big is still beautiful.
But
what
I'm telling you, it is.
Not for a lot of men.
I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
That's the way
That's how it is. That's how it is.
We don't want a man. Look. You just called him short. We don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8". But you said that he's disqualified because he's 5'8".
I didn't judge his character.
But you judge his height and he doesn't qualify for you.
Okay, but that's not saying.
And we're saying, but look.
Now I'm gonna tell you that's the disconnect. She just said what the disconnect was. She said, well, I didn't judge his character because she doesn't tie something external like his height to his character, which since his height don't have nothing to do with his character, why come you didn't give him a chance? You understand? But her weight and the value of her beauty was tied to her character. She felt it a personal attack. I told you why. She felt it a personal attack. Nobody never said she wasn't a bad person. Matter of fact, he tiptoed around her and was like, no, it's very good. It's very commendable. And I thought that he was very tactful with what he was saying and how he was saying it. He was saying it in a way to try to make sure that he wasn't overly offensive or aggressive about it, but yet at the same time telling the truth, to her. She felt that as a personal attack. Quick lesson. Ladies, women do this a lot, and a lot of times you don't know you doing it. If your husband is giving you critique, it's probably gonna hurt your feelings. Okay? It's okay that it hurts your feelings. All right? It's okay that it hurts your feelings. You're probably going to have your feelings hurt. And the reason why sometimes constructive criticism, particularly from our husbands, can hurt our feelings is because we want him to see us as in the best possible light. We want to be seen as attractive and agreeable and someone he likes and somebody he loves and somebody he wants around and things of that nature. So when he starts giving constructive criticism, not mean criticism, not running you down, not just trying to make you feel bad for the sake of feeling bad. I mean, constructive criticism. Okay, babe, this is what you can work on, things of that nature, blah, 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 blah. It's probably going to hurt your feelings initially. You may even cry. You may do that. It is perfectly fine to do that. I'm going to tell you what's not okay. It is not okay to not accept the critique. If it is constructive criticism, that if you follow it is going to help you in the short or long term, what you may not do is simply not accept it. Not accepting it means trying to defend yourself about why you are what you, or how you're acting or what you're doing or whatever it is that he's criticizing or critiquing. Don't make excuses about it. Because when you start defending yourself, that is akin to not listening to it. You're not accepting what he is saying. You can sit there and cry while he's talking. You're probably going to. I've done it plenty of times. But you have to let the emotion wash over you so that you can get to a place of acceptance and understanding about what he is saying and why he is saying it. Okay? So if you got a little bit of a bigger back than you want to have, and he sits you down and tell you your back is growing, and he would like for you to stop that growth, you may want to feel like he's bashing you, that he doesn't love you, he's not attracted, it's not sexy, he doesn't want you anymore. All of those thoughts run they run through our head immediate. It's immediate. I urge you not to try to focus on those thoughts, those initial thoughts. Try to focus instead on what he is saying, because weight loss is going to help you before it helps him. So if weight is the issue, weight loss is going to help you before it helps him. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You're going to have more confidence. You're going to feel sexier before he can ever benefit from it. You benefit first. Well, and whatever the critique is, if he say, babe, you're not keeping the house very well, or whatever it is, just take it. Stop defending yourself all the time. It's not good. The defense is not good. It's a way to not be submissive. And I had to learn that the hard way because I'm a defender. Like most women, I'm a defender. Well, the reason why is because blah, 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 blah. And sometimes it doesn't matter the reason why. You just have to accept what's being said and move on. We almost been here 2 hours, y'all. She done already started the waterworks. Now we got to talk her through her hurt feelings. Now we got to talk her through this. We got to talk. This is the part that get me. I might not even play it no more. The part that get me is we got to talk this lady now through hurt feelings over something that was said that was the absolute truth. Nobody called her any names. No one said, oh, you a fat, this, that, and the third, and you ugly, and you know what I'm saying? That's why you can't get no man. Because you fat and you ugly. See, nobody did that to her. In her mind, that's what happened to her. She was completely run down. Once she get off of the show and tell everybody what happened, that's what's going to be happening. Okay? She's going to tell everybody that they laughed at her, called her names, called her big back, you know what I'm saying? Big back, big back, big back, big back. They taunted her. Okay? That's what she going to say. But none of that actually happened. Nobody did anything. Okay? Anybody ask her how the show went? That's how she gonna respond. Anytime somebody asks her, well, how did that show go? Remember, you was supposed to be on that podcast, And how did that show go? Listen, let me get to these super chats, y'all. I've been on here almost 2 hours, y'all. It's been a good show, though. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you, Eugene. Said the woman really does not value herself as much as she says she does. If she really valued herself, she would do something to make her outside look like her inside. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carrington. I appreciate you so much. There's a lot of ego, low self-esteem. The main issue is the ego, though. Exactly. And that's exactly what I wanted to point out. Her biggest issue was not her weight. It's an inability to actually take the criticism. Thank you, L. Jackson said, for the extended cook session. Love the stream. And thank you, Steve A. Say, thanks, good sis. I appreciate the both of you. I appreciate you. And wasn't the good brother Theo in the chat? I saw you, but I was on a roll. Is he still in the chat? If so, how you doing? My apologies for not acknowledging you sooner. You know, I get on a roll. I don't like to stop. But shout out to the brother Theo. All right, that was pretty much what I got. We probably gonna kind of stick to the beauty theme a little bit this week. But what I want to do is somebody go ahead and put the membership link in the chat box. I have not forgotten. We are going to talk about Kendrick and Drake. I ain't forgot about that. That's going to be on membership. I'm going to post soon about the get together. As soon as I iron out the details and have them for you guys, then I'll start posting about it. Thank you, Miss Nicole, for posting the membership link. So if you want to become a member to the channel, which I urge you to do, go ahead and hit the link to become a member of the channel. I often forget the Cash App shout outs. Please forgive me. SH, DK, SH again, B. Thank you so much for your super chats. Not your super chats, your Cash Apps. I appreciate you. All right, jump down in the comment section. Let me, I didn't watch that foolishness. I don't watch BET. I don't watch that foolishness. I just seen clips here and there because you know they're going to put it all over social media or whatever. I'm going to tell, the one clip I did see tick me clean off, baby. Tick me clean off. I was clean mad, baby. Listen. How y'all gonna mess up a Usher tribute? Marsha Ambrosius, I'm looking at you. How you gonna mess up the intro to Superstar? What was with the wiggly voice? Why was you wiggly voiced it? Usher don't sing like that. And why come they ain't get no men to get him the tribute? Where was Tank? Where was Chris Brown? Where was that Avery guy? Well, whatever his name is. He can sing. You could have got Tyrese up there. Tyrese can sing. Tick me clean off. Why was you wiggly voiced it, Marsha? You can sing Say Yes all day, but you can't sing the opening to Superstar? What's wrong with you? That made me mad. When I seen that clip, I listened to that. I was disgusted. How you gonna mess up the beginning of that? You couldn't have practiced that in the back. You supposed to get the me. You supposed to get that out in the back. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You supposed to get that out in the back. You don't get on stage and do no wiggly voiced intro. If I was Usher, I'd have smacked all that stuff off the table. Give me no tribute like that. The microphone was on. I ain't like that. Especially because we know Marsha can sing. And that's what made me mad about it. If you can't hit that note, just say that. If you can't hit the note, you should have told the people who had tapped you for the song and say, I can't sing that song now. I'm gonna be wiggly voiced in the intro now. I ain't like that. Don't be messing up Usher songs. Usher got hits. Don't be messing them up. That made me mad. I seen that little clip. I'm like, excuse me? No, she didn't. I'm sorry. That triggered me off. Everybody had on a Sheen special. Not Temu. Everybody had on they Fashion Nova special. Because I seen all them girls dressed so crazy. What did Ice Spice have on? That little negligee. Baby, why you let them put you in an old school negligee? She showed up with a slip on. How they put you on the little BET carpet with a slip? Baby, and she ain't know no better because she young. She don't even know what a slip is. And they done put her in a slip. They done put the baby in a slip. Yeah, but I ain't watched it. I don't watch BET. Anyway, Jump down, because I can spin off on BET and how atrocious just from the clips. What was that foolishment that Taraji was doing with Kamala Harris? Don't sully Kendrick Lamar's name or song talking to that wench. The wench of the White House. Don't sully. Kendrick said they're not like us. And neither is she. She not like us either. Do not reference Kendrick. Leave Kendrick out of this. She's not like us. Putting all them black men in jail in California. And now all of a sudden she invited to the cookout. Yeah, see, that kind of stuff be making me mad. Anyway, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.